Hello, hello, lovely audience. Welcome back. My name is Seth Estrada, and if you're watching this video, you're probably on my YouTube channel, Seth Estrada. Now, if you looked at the title and checked out the description, yes, that vent right there, you can see kind of there's one hand width's measurement against that. That is the whole house evacuation fan. I'm going to try turning it on right now. No bueno, not good. Something's off. So either the belt is rubbing or the main linchpin is not holding the flywheel together that it links one pulley to the other. So we've got a bit of a problem here, but I think the main flywheel is probably disconnected from the pin that holds the fan in place. That's kind of what it sounds like, that rubbing. I've got a bit of material right here for us to work with. We don't need much. And we definitely need this to get the basement mining back up and running. So here goes. Okay. We're in the attic right now. Alrighty. Okay, we're still here. We're live, guys. Just gotta hop into the attic. Take off that lid right there. Whoa. I know you can't see what I'm seeing right now. It's not a pretty sight. Okay. Now hop in. Hey, welcome, viewer. I promise I'm here. And let there be light in the attic. Whew. Whew. It is hot. So hot in. Woo! Yes, Richard Weeks, it is. So hot in here. All right, there's the whole house fan behind me right there. This thing is amazing. Ultra high CFM fan. But at this point, it needs to, if I don't evacuate hot air from the main area of the house that moves up from the attic, we just turned that corner here where I live, that we feel it in the main area of the house. So the wife complained and said, you know what? It's getting hot. It's getting hot. Based on your mining activities, Mr. Miner, you got to go fix this. Alrighty, here's where I get to show how not dexterous I am. Set this thing on some insulation. Try not to kill myself, but if I am going to kill myself, I may as well do it on video. Give some evidence for the insurance claim later on. There we go. Balance. Made it. All right. Let's see what we're into. Yeah, right. Not dead. Woohoo! Live to see another 30-second segment of video. All right. And not much. At least I don't have too much hardware poking out at my noggin here. Don't have to worry about that. Let me flip this guy around though, so you can see what I see. There's a lot. You can see a lot of illumination here. I'm sure at some point somebody maybe had the bright idea that they're gonna create a dwelling space up here, dwelling area. But there's lighting everywhere. Previous owner dropped in all of this lighting, and it's just like, I mean, it's overkill, isn't it? Isn't that overkill for the amount of attic space? Woo! Thumbs up for overkill. Oh my gosh. It's a good thing I drink a lot of water. It's really hot up here. Let's take a look at the problem. Try to get out of here as fast as possible. As you know, working in attics midday can mess you up. So, flip this guy around. Got some movement. All right. This is the main. Alrighty. This is the main motor. There is the we've got good tension here. So I don't think anything's wrong there. This should work. Well, should. Oh, that's hot to the touch. Dang. This should work. Except that I think it's slipping on there. Hey, Sweets, can you turn on the fan? Can you get to it? Give me a heads up when you do it. Am I all alone? Here's the thing. I just called out to ask my wife to turn it on. I don't want to touch it if I think she's going to turn it on. I know I probably should turn this off at the circuit, but everybody there's well trained. So again, if I cut my fingers off, I'll get it live on camera. I'm not going to cut my fingers off. Stop. Stop talking like that. Alrighty. Because I'm not going to reach for the blades. Alright, flip this back around. Guys, if you're just tuning in, do me a solid, slam that like button. Thumbs up right there. Let's take a look at that. Looks like, just eyeballing it, that looks like about a quarter 20 hardware slot right there. Those threads I've got here, quarter 20 bolt, and a brand new bottle of Loctite, the blue thread locker here. Don't want it to be a permanent thread lock. So thank you for slamming them likes. Likes slammed. And let's get that quarter 20 bolt here. That ought to do it. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think there may be a flat edge to that pin there. There is. You can't see it, but I can. Right there. Got a little recessed area for this hardware. Okay. Yeah, watch that step. I know, right? I could drop right through this crap. Drop right through these clouds. Ugh. Man, the things we do for them likes. Alrighty. And let's pop this guy open. Hey guys. Just need to make sure that we do not touch that switch. Don't touch the switch. Do not. Yeah, thank you. Mostly, how about this? Little guys, please stay 10 feet away at all times. Thanks, appreciate it. And we're going to drop this guy in place. Again, if anything went wrong at this point, I think we're probably fine. Okay, so I guessed, I eyeballed it and I guessed that was, you know what? There's already a retaining screw in there, and you can see I'm sweating like a stuck Hawaiian pig. Let's hop on down. And I need my Allen key set. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to get that. There is already a retention screw in there. So, I know, flip switch vigorously. Here's the thing, I've got teenagers. They would do it just to spite me. They would. They'd be like, what? I didn't hear you, Dad. You said, don't flip the switch. Or don't, comma, flip the switch. Was that an Oxford comma, Dad? I couldn't hear it. Yeah, thumbs up if you have teenagers. It's not personal, it's just business. Woo! Yeah, you like how I used SpongeBob Patrick voice there for the teenager? Oh, Dad, I thought you said flip the switch. Oh. Here we go. Alrighty, let's jump down, grab an Allen wrench kit, and then hop back up. I think we're good, actually, after that. So I'll grab both my Imperial and my metric kit. Yeah, so somebody locked the door there. 3 guesses who. Woo! Oh my gosh. It's like, I know it's like 80 degrees inside the house right now, but I may as well be like in a walk-in freezer. It's phenomenal by comparison. Oh! Okay. So, well, you know, here's the thing. When you work on mining stuff, they say that spending a couple of hours in working in a mine, a typical like mid-scale, large-scale mine, is the same as spending a full session inside of a sauna, like with all the health benefits, not whatever, you know, the risk of myocardial infarction, like your heart stopping or whatever. Okay, so here's our metric. And here is our Imperial. We're good. We got two full kits there. Just in case, because you know what? I'm not down for hopping back up into the attic, finding that we had a curveball, and yeah, just not ready for that. Can't handle that. Did he do it? Yeah. Did he do the trick? Did you roll over, Pip? Come here, buddy. Hey, don't show us that end. That's not the side we want to see. Hey, Pippers. Good boy. He's a good dog. He's not very well socialized, though. He likes to bite the neighbor dogs on the face. I don't know where he gets that from. Oh well, he'll learn. He'll learn. That's why he's with this family, sent to us by unknown divine powers. Just kidding. That's not how dogs come into your life. Usually, it's by overly expensive registration. All right. We back up. We back up in this. Oh. Get an eyeful? Perv. All right. In a world where at any moment 120-degree attic temperatures could kill this man, will he chop off his fingers? Nope. Not today, Satan. Hey, thank you for the donation. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Saw it come in, didn't see how much it was for. Looks like, hey! Yahtzee. We got it first try with the 4 mil. Oh yeah. Like a glove. Turn this guy around. Clear all the hardware. Take one more little look there. Hey, Sweets, will you please turn the fan on? You want the fan on? Yes, please. Okay, fan is going on. Oh, it feels so good. Just let it run. You gotta close the door because it's sucking the hot air out of the attic and through the house. Okay. All right, coming down. Holy cow, I look like a Weird Al video. This looks like fake, doesn't it? The amount of sweat that I'm dripping off of my face onto my glasses. Okay, let's get out of here. Move, move, move! All right. Oh! Ah! What is that? Heat contact! And you after being outside for 1 minute, Yankee? Good grief. Then again, humidity differences, I think, are considerable. Considerable between I live in. I don't normally expect to walk outside to like whatever 80% humidity. Goodbye, attic switch. We hardly knew ye. Boop. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna. Oh my gosh, I can barely see. Yeah. I know it didn't look like it, but I actually did a one-legged squat to get out of there, down to the next level. Okay, that's closed. Now, we've got vacuum pressure. So, the main question to this video is, does my house fan suck? Let's let that run. So, back to the dungeon. And here we are, guys. Let's take a look at why. The inciting incident. The thing that started it all. Why? You've seen The Office. You haven't seen it lately, though. You haven't seen it since the reorganization of The Office. So, flip this bad boy around. No, I'm gonna give you face-to-face reintroduction. We've got the nunchucks. Why? Because I know Jeet Kune Do. And back here, we got office parts for the other office because we work in more than one place. Yes, we do. And I just referred to myself in the third person and in the plural. Pray for humanity. And back here, the desk, as you already know it, high output lighting. But you guys might not remember this stuff. I've been threatening to do FPGA videos for a little while. First off, 8-card Polaris rig there. Very, very high density P104 system there. It's not 1070, it's P104. Those are MSI P104s. And sorry, Gigabyte P104s. So we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about some coins that we mined early launch on soon. Not today. And then here we've got, oh, it's so cute. BCU 1525, it's sleeping. Shh. And then over here, CVP 13. Connected to its own custom water loop right here. I'm going to keep on pretending to put my finger in fans. So CVP 13 on its own custom water loop because it puts off enough heat that you want to have it on its own. Either appliance loop, all-in-one cooler. This is not, it's not an all-in-one. Yeah, the miner is leaving. So we've got DeBlue Corp asking about dehumidifiers down here. No, we don't need them. Where I live is it's not Arizona, but it is high desert. So humidity, not really one of the forces of nature that I'm working against. Heat's going to creep in pretty soon, but not humidity. Not the way the Yankees got it down in North Carolina. Not the way that I used to have it in Austin, Texas. But yeah, so not going to be as big a problem there. And then right here, guys, test bench. We've got the Ryzen. I'm not even working with. I think it's 1700 or something. I mean, why bother with other stuff at this point? The 1800X or whatever. The bang for the buck versus overclocking it on your own. If you need to overclock it even for video exports and stuff, I'm getting faster video export using some of the codecs that I like, we'll say, some of the more CPU-heavy codecs that I like. I'm getting them to be faster than Intel QuickSync, which was kind of the benchmark for me. That was the biggest slowdown before. Oh my gosh, I literally took a shower 90 minutes ago, and I might need to take another one. We don't do that. We don't do that here in these parts. Take multiple showers a day. But yeah, Ryzen also really strong CPU mining part. So that's there. And then we've got a GTX 1060 right there as the main workstation graphics chipset. Motherboards staged over here on these racks that are partially populated. Can't really see that. Partially populated, but not running anything yet. We're going to build this up another level right there, throw a growing tent around it, and then we entirely remove that window pane right there. It's a sliding window pane. Put in a piece of plywood, and then we do our own custom intake and outtake right there. So we're not dependent on the rest of the AC or the rest of the cooling or any of the heat evacuation apparatus out upstairs, or fancy handy dandy heat evacuation apparatus. We're not dependent on any of that. It'll be a closed loop right here. We have fresh air in, hot air out. Yeah, take notes, right? Here's the thing, growing tent guys, I'll let you know what my parts list is when I order it. We'll do this build, possibly even live if you want to see it live. Do you want to see it live? Let me know in the comments. This is easy afternoon project. As you know, the hard part typically is configuring your miners, right? And jumping on coins at the right time to get a really good day zero, like coin launch mining push in, right? all the other stuff, by comparison, to those of us who were in it, easy. So, okay, cool. Diblo says, let's do it live. All right, so, and that growing tent shouldn't be too difficult. We'll throw on this other modular piece right here. So we have another motherboard going in. Oh, hey, we've also got BTC, what is it, ASRock, the H110 BTC Pro Plus right here. So that's inside of a 6U case. I don't really know. I think I want to go back over there with the open air rig and then put all of that inside of the growing tent. I'm undecided there. I am. I've got several other B250 19 GPU boards. In fact, I've got so many that if you need one or two, hit me up. But I don't need all of them. So, throwing it out there. Yeah, H110, Savage Mind. Good to see you, brother. H110, much prefer it over the B250 Mining Expert. But B250 Mining Expert became the cornerstone of a very specific build that I did with a client for a very specific purpose. Sorry, guys, that's all I'm going to say about that. I know I'm making fewer and fewer friends because I'm keeping more and more secrets. I know. I'm the worst. So let's do some live material where we actually cover some stuff that's a little more applicable to the at-home miner, to the small to mid-scale miner. I just want you to know, you hear me talking about FPGAs a lot recently. What you don't see here on my own test bench is an Acorn. I didn't order one. I didn't order any. I've had members of the community say, hey, Seth, I've got a few lying around. Do you want some? Do you want to test some? And I'm like, I don't have anything to test it with even. There's, Zen Protocol and Tribus now. The Acorn development team, right? The SQRL development team, somebody reached out to me and they're like, hey, Seth, take a look at this. I think you'll be interested to see it. So, thank you guys for coming to check that video out. The leaked X16R footage running on Acorn. It's not really impressive yet, let's be honest. It's not super impressive yet, but it does hint at what it should be able to do down the line and shows that it's got enough muscle to be able to mine that algo entirely solo, which is kind of cool. So when they say that it should be able to accelerate other GPUs, I'm starting to believe it. I'll put it that way. I'd love to see something ship, right? Software ship and see, Squirrel Miner or Acorn Miner ship so we can actually check that out. That'd be cool. And if there are members of the community who want to, who desperately want to send me their stuff, it's always tempting, right? It's tempting. And I know Savage Mind, if you're still in the comments, Savage Mind gets this too, but it would be tempting to have somebody send you something to test from the community, but I don't feel comfortable with that just for review purposes. I do feel comfortable with that for co-location purposes, but not for review. Not for review so much. I think I like to keep client work kind of separate from personal pursuits and reviews and stuff. Unless the client is like, hey, we've got this stuff coming out of our ears, right? We've got pallets full of it. Fine. Oh no, one fell off the back of the truck. Fine. No problem at all. But as far as like anybody from the community sending stuff over, please don't do that. It seems inappropriate in my mind. It seems inappropriate. So, yeah, guys, that's a little bit of the office here. Let me show you behind the curtain. This is actually where it gets really fun. So I'm gonna pull up the green screen. Sorry, the screen veiled. I don't even know how to say that. I said it totally wrong. Every French Canadian is gonna kill me now. Okay, so yeah, I'm a fan of Amazon Prime. You can tell. I get a lot of stuff shipped through Amazon, so if I can get it expedited, it's better. I'm also not too proud to shop at IKEA, right? So, table legs, $4. Why not? Right? Like I've built stuff in the past when I was a skater, built stuff out of galvanized steel tubing. That stuff ain't cheap. So getting something like this to get sort of a quasi-industrial look, why not? Why not? And then the typical parts graveyard, right? Empty box parts graveyard is back here. Got that water cooler right there. I got the EKWB kit right there, and then I just separated it all to make that loop for CVP13 because it was a killer deal. Killer deal. Way better than some of the stuff that the team at Bitware was saying was recommended. I thought it was just too good a deal to pass up. Throw on some more lights here. Yeah, I've always got a floodlight. Floodlight for every occasion. And walking back in. Boop. I've got monitors, extra little spare keyboards, PSUs, and other systems that are already staged, ready to go. Old personal correspondence. It just made it down here because the wife was like, "Get that out of my bedroom," or no Netflix and chill time. So down to the basement it goes. Down here, boxes that need to go returned to anybody that sent stuff for testing, and then over here, more spare parts. This came from the Dell EMC building. They actually relocated a couple of tenants from the Dell EMC building. They were like, "Hey, we're giving away all of our networking gear." So it was like 6 foot, 8 foot, and 10 foot Cat 6 segments as far as the eye could see. And I got in late. I only got a couple dozen, but I was like, "Yes, please, thank you. I'll take as many as I can get my hands on." So bunch of Cat 6, little patch cable there. Here we've got risers galore. We've got old style, we've got new style, we've got sort of in-between style where it is USB style but still powered by the 4-pin Molex. There's that. We got Delta fans, because, can never have too many CFM. Am I right? Yeah. Over here, I actually have to turn this around because the other camera's more sensitive. Got holiday-themed extension cables. We got server PSUs in there. And we've got USB cables. I really thought that this rack was going to go somewhere over here and that everything would be hanging off one of these. So that was maybe unfortunately placed over there. But I haven't really had to put too many risers up in a little while, and I've got some other riserless boards coming, so I'm not going to rush that. And again, guys, you've heard me say it before. Riserless is if you think you've got the right application, the right use case, and you're mining the right coins or doing the right stuff with your rigs, man, riserless just takes away so many headaches. It does. The H110, phenomenal board, right? It's good for 10 cards. It's good for 12 cards. Yeah, you can get 13 cards running predictably on it, for sure. But when you can just put all 8 cards into a riserless board, kind of plug, play, set, and forget, nothing beats that. The speed of execution is just so much faster. Hands down, every time stuff just works. As long as your power is run correctly to each card, it just works every time. I haven't had a bad experience with a riserless board yet. I'll put it that way. And you name a Chinese manufacturer, they're probably doing all right because they're probably licensing it from the main manufacturer that did the original design. So we'll talk about that another time too. Whew. Do blue like, all your secrets, I has them. Yes, you do. You had them, thou hast. All the secrets. More stuff way down here. I can't even get the light to reach it. It's kind of why it's shoved back there, though. Maybe you guys can see it, and maybe YouTube will brighten this up later on. Hey, Crypto Dave, talking money. Yep, so Delta fans, $20 each. 3K CFM industrial fan, $30. Oh, hey, there you go, for $30. That makes sense. But when you've been able to get your Delta fans for free 99, I'll take them all day. Just saying. When you do like scrap for, or when you're writing off parts for a larger deployment, and Delta fans are just part of the unit cost, take the Delta fans. I mean, is 0 okay? Is that okay? Is that okay with you? Can I take the $0 Delta fans? I'm going to take them. And then a lot more power cabling. So 6-pin to 8-pin power cables, PCIe power Y adapters. Mine looks way less dusty. We'll have to take a look at that heatsink on the Ryzen because it's gotten dusty pretty quick. Faster than I thought it would. I'll put it that way. And the way that they have it, it's... Instead of pulling hot air off of the heatsink, it blows air onto the heatsink. I don't know. That's not my favorite design of AMD's for a heatsink. Call me crazy. I'd rather have them pull stuff through the chipsets, the chipset heatsink and the CPU heatsink up off the board instead of onto the board. But, I mean, they had reasons for doing it this way. I don't know. So, then back over here, we've got... okay, that's all. It's all hidden. We've got... What is this? This is actually... Those are nootropic powders, ginseng and such. Other racetams, we talked about that. Pills. And then pill making apparatus. This is all obviously over the counter legal stuff. Ooh, got GoPros, multiples right there. We've got tripods. We've got field monitors. We've got HDMI cables, more HDMI cables, extra long run HDMI cables over here. I mean, I've literally got like I've got about 350 or 400 feet of HDMI cable for multi-camera events and for doing work there. Because if somebody asks, or if people who know me from that field get in touch with me and they're like, "Hey, Seth, will you do technical direction of my live multicam event?" What I'm going to do is say, "No, I know how to do it." So yeah, I still take those gigs when they come up. A little less often now, just a little less often. So because I'm a little more focused on the blockchain and mining content. And then back around here, we've got additional green screen paper. This is from back in the day. This is how we used to do it, right? Before the Muslin became so popular. This actually I bought before YouTube was even purchased by Google. I just had it lying around. Got a photography tripod there with ultra heavy duty sticks. I use that for my jib arm. C-stands, baby C's, light panels. That is what's called a SnoraCam device. So it allows you to do an over-the-shoulder, a moving OTS on a GoPro or any kind of an action cam. Built that before there were any alternatives to GoPro. Multiple diffuser panels. Got some color cards right there for when I'm shooting raw on something like Blackmagic or Red. And wow, you guys are probably hearing my ringtone. Come on, phone. Okay, we're not taking that. All right. And then we got a bunch of other stuff. We got the Core i7. We got some Pro Duos right there. All kinds of other. Again, that's the graveyard. It's the empty equipment box graveyard. Motherboards, hardware wallets, CPUs, accessories, and then a bunch of foil bags inside of there. We got foil bags, bubble wrap, and packaging. Why? Because the moment that you get something ready, you list something on eBay or you list something on some other resale site, somebody contacts you and you're like, "Oh yeah, totally, I'll have it sent out tomorrow." You go down to FedEx or you go down to the UPS store or wherever or whatever affiliate that you're going to, and you're like, "Yeah, I need you to get some packaging for me too. What's your price for packaging?" They're like, "Oh yeah, so it's only $100 to ship, and then it's like $300 to pack." And then they deadpan, right? They look you dead in the eye, like, "Will you go for it?" And then you're like, So just keep that stuff, right? Keep anti-static bags, especially if they're GPU length, right? And if you can get your hands on more GPU length anti-static bags, then obviously hang on to them. That's what I do. Hang on to those. Little table topper right there. And another pro tip for getting spare office equipment, IKEA has an as-is section in most of their stores. That table topper, I mean, it's particle board, but it's really well spaced, well balanced, and then works with their leg systems here. And then it's just a slab style desk, right? It's just done. You have enough surface area for putting whatever on top. This stuff normally costs like maybe 40, 50 bucks to get one of these slab tabletops. In the as is section, you can pick them up for 10. Yep. So just pick those up, pick up spares. Good grief. Have extras for later on if you need to do an expansion to not to a work area, not like a workbench, but like your test bench or other mining systems or rendering or gaming systems. Maybe you want to set up an area for like LAN party style stuff. Cheap, shouldn't cost you hardly anything, and it's actually cheaper than going to the hardware store to pick up raw material and trying to do it all yourself. Like I'm kind of a DIYer. I like it, but why would you do that to yourself when you have parts like that at that price? So it's crazy. Speaking of DIY, here's the work table. So sawhorses right there with typical parts being used over there. Jig, jig, drill, bits over there, drill bits, a little bit of touch-up paint for stuff that I typically need to do. In what color? The only color, black. We got the sawhorses right there, a little piece of spare cut material. A server that I've unceremoniously dumped all kinds of other crap on. These are actually filled with GPUs, in fact, I'm ashamed to say, that are not deployed for mining right now or any other purpose. Spare heat sinks and cabling and stuff, just, you know, just to have around, as one does. And then this guy, which I still have not deployed. I've emptied space for it. All the hard disk caddies are fully populated, ready for me to put some kind of a really good server file system on, something like ZFS. I can put on FreeNAS or something, and then run some other background services or applications from there, run some wallets, run some VMs. I've got, I think, at least 12 drill bits be driven. That sounds like it's going to be the name of the video that I do where I interview Michael Carter. Challenge accepted. So yeah, that's the main office area. And then this is pretty much all that keeps me separated from the chaos that is the kids' domain. Yes, they have a nicer 4K TV than I have monitors in my office. Because that's what one does when they have kids. So yeah, guys, that is the office. That is the update. I realized that I haven't updated anybody on the home mining stuff at all. Then when I need a little bit of privacy, or when I need to be the man behind the curtain, so to speak, just drop down green screen, and then I'm ready to roll over here. Always, never not without my trusty gear. Definitely like shooting mirrorless. Got that going on right there. Haven't been doing it in a while. Frankly, I still wind up shooting on a webcam more often because audio latency is easier to get rid of. Plain and simple. Even with a really good HDMI capture device, it's just easier to get rid of the asynchronous audio latency between different components in a live streaming system. And that's a problem, guys. It's a problem. I've got multiple webcams that I could use. I just stick with something simple and then do really good color correction to make sure that it pulls a clean enough matte extraction, and then typically go live that way. It's just easier. But if I need something that's a little more fancy, can shoot in a S-Log flat profile over there on the Sony mirrorless camera, get really clean audio, do that for like educational media, whatever else, the privately hosted stuff. So it's good enough. Most of the stuff is good enough. Action cameras over there hidden beneath the web camera. Oh, stealth. So I can record something in higher quality, 4K, whatever else. Still rocking the ATR 2100. Love this microphone. Love it. Got really good noise gate built into it. And then did the review on this guy a little while ago, and I've gone to great lengths to make sure that my audio sidechain makes this usable right there. Tiny little omnidirectional mic element inside that thing, but we're getting serviceable audio out of it, so why not? All right, guys, that's kind of the mini tour. Oh, I should not be as proud of this particular piece of equipment as I am. You want to see it? Yeah, you do. So I'm going to flip this camera around. Oh, first off, there's the Chromebook's hiding place from the boys, and more adapters and stuff. Mini DisplayPort adapters. Yes! It is our old Canon. I think that's the MX320 or whatever. Yeah, MX320, I think. I think that's the one. Why do I hang on to this thing? Who in their right mind will hold on to an old non-wireless printer, all-in-one like fax machine, whatever? Because it's got the buttons on it, and it's got the ports for it to do fax. Why would I hold on to this? One word, hyphenated. Auto document feeder. That right there, and being able to scan finished documents when I still have to deal with paper, it's just way easier. Just way, way easier. So it still exists. It's still around. I haven't bought ink for it in like 8 years because I never print anymore. But auto document feeder on that thing, rather than buy a new one. Again, uh, are you getting the sense that I'm a frugalitarian? Yes, I'm a frugalitarian. I am rather a DIY frugalitarian. Dyed in the wool. All right. Oh, a few extra power supplies just in case. You know, rainy day type stuff there. Extra power supplies, and then all the breakout boards and cabling off on the racks over there. But that helps counterbalance anything that I'm putting up there, and helps me, like for example, put a little bit of weight behind the LED panel here, diffusion LEDs. Yeah, hoarders. Oh, probably. Am I hoarding? Maybe I'm hoarding. But at the same time, with some of this tech stuff, some of it at least, it's evergreen, right? So tripods, tripod sticks, you can reuse them for anything. I don't have, I don't have my, where'd it go? I think maybe no, okay, so I've got my jib arm over there. Thing with jib arms, they're like most people call it a crane. I don't have a crane, I have a jib arm. There's a difference. A jib arm allows you to keep the same, it allows you to lock one axis of orientation for your camera as you move vertically. So when you tilt that long arm up, the camera stays totally vertical. It stays balanced and vertical. And if you put just a tiny little gyroscope on the end, it stays perfectly stable too. So it's counterweighted, balanced, and having really good like industrial strength tripod sticks allows you to put a jib arm on there, because you need to put the counterweight on one side, you need to put the camera on the other side. I mean, nowadays, of course, the cameras are like featherweight. They weigh nothing. But if you need to put a slightly heavier camera on it, maybe like, again, a Blackmagic Ursa 4.6K, I'd have no problem putting a Blackmagic on that, or a Red. I'd feel very confident putting one of those cameras on my jib arm. So, because I've got heavy duty sticks. I've been on film sets where, thankfully, we weren't working with a Red. We were working with an older Panasonic, I think HVX, one of the HVX series, like one of the earlier HD Panasonic cameras on this film set for a music video. And somebody from the camera crew didn't bolt down the main bearing for that pivot point where the jib arm swivels and then pivots up. And we were getting ready to move the tripod and the jib arm and everything onto a track, so they could do a lateral move and then also raise the camera up and down. And the jib arm fell off the tripod with this camera on it. It was crazy. So stuff is fragile, right? Life is fragile. Typically, you're one nut away from falling over. All right, guys, that's the tour. That's the full tour. That's the new workstation. Got to get the Core i7 workstation going back up. Got to get the Dual Xeon workstation back up over in the new office. I'll give you a heads up when I'm over there. I might not be able to do a live tour very, very long because I'm going to have roommates. One of them you might have met, but I'm not going to spoil the surprise, or one of them you might have seen, maybe, in a movie. Ooh, a movie. But not going to spoil the surprise. You'll see it when we finally do move everything over there, the other workstation, and then put everything into here. So we're going to leave this for mining and co-location a little bit. Anybody wants, anybody feels like they want to send, I've got a few extra kilowatts of power. So mining co-location for anybody who needs it. And then the office is going to be where I continue to do any media production, because let's face it, even with the most efficient equipment over here, you can't record really, really good audio next to 5 kilowatts of mining rigs, you know, hashing away. All right, guys, appreciate you watching to the end of the video. Thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button, clicking the bell icon so you're notified when videos like this go live in the future. You're the reason I make this media. Have I told you lately that I love you, face? Let me try that again, because I feel like I stuttered. I love your face.